way too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, let me bleed. Let me all of the pain seems to follow like a shadow, dark and cold to the touch. Am I insane not to let go? Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, let me bleed. Let me
Saudações, caros specs, sejam bem-vindos ao canal lrogamespix. Chega mais leve pra começar a resenha marota aí com Continuando a segunda parte do jogo de Thaumaturge. Fala com a gente, live on. Pega os canais aí pra dar aquela fortalecida. E bora começar a gameplay. Continuando onde a gente parou. Vou jogar o cabo aqui por cima do mic. E vamos que vamos.
Still haven't squealed on me?
I'm going to take a look around.
Balas da pistola que caíram debaixo do vestido da mulher espalhando. Pequenas balas carregam grandes emoções, esperanças que foram deixadas beneficiar a sua causa. Meio que nestes tempos difíceis encontre o seu caminho até os corações mais corajosos. Determinação, acompanha das engrenagens enquanto possível enfrentar a realidade. Cada bala estava escondida nos recantos e recantos das roupas abaixo que deram precisão. Assim como da última vez anterior, isso não é um vestígio convicto da Wanda.
Do you think it's a good idea to stir people up and send them to face bullets and bayonets?
What do you want then? My whole life on my knees? Kissing Ruski's ass?
Do you realize blood is about to be spilled? And that it might be mine? Fuck off!
O cara. Líder dos Trabalhadores é um homem carismático, as palavras mal por morte não. Ele não calará mesmo significa acabar na prisão. Falar com os guardas.
Pardon me, gentlemen.
The crowd has received the order. For now, zero response.
We'll give them a moment to arrest them all, book them, interrogate them. Gospodi will be home in November.
Gentlemen, please forgive me. Maybe there's a faster way to get this situation resolved.
Back off, Poliak, or we'll start shooting. Paniatno, scrum. Dawaj.
O cara, calma aí, galera. Bora continuar então. Entregue Evanda pra eles. Eu continuo a escapar de você. Continue procurando. Invoque seu sobrenome. Calma aí, então tem mais alguma coisa que tá faltando. Se falar com o outro, dá na mesma?
The corporal tell you we're going to shoot?
É.
Do you think it's a good idea to stir people up and...
What do you want? My whole life on...
I was trying to keep from dragging ordinary people into the fight. They won't expect us to strike first. How many are coming with us?
Let's see for ourselves.
Vou começar a pancadaria ali, hein? Selecionando você um salutor. Um corte, o meninão. Ele vai uma cacetada. Um ali já foi. Já era. E os caras vêm armados agora? Desativando a característica para desmarcar de um inimigo, ataques com um salutor que pertence à mesma dimensão que a característica. Na hora que você não tiver a dimensão necessária, pode tirar todo o foco do oponente e aumentar o ataque forte. Beleza. Qual que é a característica desse meninão aqui? Ixi, levei logo um tiro no peito. Já era. Vixe, o cara caiu meio estranho, mas não era pra ter começado a luta. Você perdeu um Grimório e revólver.
Name?
Shulsky. Victor.
One of those Shulskis?
Yes.
My condolences. Now, profile.
Thank you.
What you pissing in the bucket for, asshole?
Where else am I supposed to?
Brown in the bucket, whiz on the wall.
You better remember that, too. That bucket's gonna last you guys till tomorrow.
Can I use the phone?
Maluco dando mijão. Pelos revolucionários, jornadas de trabalho às 11 horas, estamos matando. Vamos seguir, por exemplo, os trabalhadores da fábrica da Alemanha. Esse aqui a gente já visto aquela hora.
What are you staring at, Ganef?
I don't know what that means.
Quit squealing. First time in the big city? Have some respect if you don't know who you're running your mouth at. He's one of them that went after the Ruskies with his bare fists.
I showed a couple of Russian soldiers when I think about the partitions.
I have moments like that sometimes.
And I gave it to some Ruskies in the kisser, too. There's this red-bearded fella sitting there. I glassed him in the face, then kicked him in the bean, and wham! On the floor. And I pinched his billfold, too.
Trombadinha.
Anybody ask you? Shut your damn trap. Well, are you from somebody?
My name's Viktor Shulsky, and I work on my own behalf.
All right. Respect.
First of all, I am a Thaumaturge.
Now them, I got respect for. I know one really decent Jew from Povishla, who's a wizard too.
How about you? You got a foreskin or what?
Is my foreskin any of your fucking business?
Well, no. I was just...
Schmuck. But you don't look like much of a Warsaw lad.
I'm just here for my father's funeral.
I hope you don't miss the funeral toasts. Welcome to Warsaw.
I wouldn't call you a master strategist.
You got away from the station, so theoretically, we achieved our goal.
You're not losing your sense of humor. I guess this isn't your first time in a place like this, is it?
You'd better tell me if you managed to get rid of your ammunition.
If I hadn't, I'd already be locked up at the Citadel. I admit your behavior did successfully distract the Ruskies.
You're welcome.
All right then. What's such a gorgeous, hairy mug doing in a crummy place like this?
We've got a little time to kill. Maybe now you can tell me more about yourself. You seem to know your way around this setting. You been here often?
I'll take that as a compliment. And sure, sometimes, if the cause demands it.
What cause?
Let's say I know certain folks who'd find poles like you useful.
Dealers in stolen Dutch pomade?
Donut connoisseurs. They met at Burke Rotblitz's cafe.
What exactly do your friends do?
I'd be glad to tell you, over coffee and jam donuts.
I'm afraid all these screws might have more questions and want to keep you here longer.
Then you won't just miss out on the pastries, but also an adventure worthy of a great cause.
Ok.
Shulsky!
I see you won't be hanging out here long either.
Outro encontro. Banda destemida, contrabandista de balas, propôs um encontro na casa Bark Hotblitz. Banda, uma mulher que conheci durante um incidente de contenção, estava contrabandeando balas nos recantos e recantos de suas roupas de baixo. Claramente não foi a primeira vez que ela fez isso. Felizmente dessa vez a liga não segurou, as balas caíram no pavimento. Toda vez o destino nos faça cruzar caminhos novamente e nos encontraremos na casa de Bark Hotblitz para comer rosquinhas.
Shulsky, this yours?
That's right.
Then take it and get out of here.
Can I ask why the sudden change of plans? Anyone I should thank?
If he wants to, he'll tell you himself.
Thank you.
Quem me libertou? Pontos de taumaturgia. Deixa eu ver aqui. Banda. Jordan. Muitas pessoas têm imperfeições. Sua imperfeição é orgulho. A minha veemência. Eu consigo trocar? Aqui dá o ato, o coração, palavra. Esse aqui é o da palavra, né? O pack, porque se a gente ganhar mais um o peer, a gente vai ter ali para poder intoxicação alimentar. Beleza. Quando recrutar para gendarmaria, recomenda-se rejeitar imediatamente os seguintes candidatos: pessoas relacionadas a rebeldes, arruaceiros, judeus, taumaturgos, qualquer desvio. Procurado. Albaricine Edzik, líder da gangue de Chives. Lista de procurados, Maria Burkowawa. Dá pra me falar com ninguém. Obituário de Stanislau. Cidadão provavelmente respeitado, Thaumaturge, filantropo, empresário, pai e esposo. Faleceu repetidamente em 31 de agosto aos 64 anos. Um serviço pelo repouso de sua alma será realizado na igreja de São Carlos Borromeu no sábado 7 de setembro às 11, para o qual sua filha gostaria de convidar todos os parentes e amigos conhecidos. Deixa eu dar uma explorada aqui, ver se tem alguma coisa pra cá. Pedidos durante o pedido de visitantes graciosos de Stardust Varsóvia é necessário aumentar a licença de segurança. Portanto, ordeno que o número de patrulha seja dobrado. Todos os chefes de postos são obrigados a cumprir a ordem imediatamente. A assinatura parece ilegível. Bom, acho que é isso por enquanto. Opa. Delegacia, carruagem, parada do bonde, Hotel Imperial, trancado, estação de Viena, trancado, trancado. Vá para o funeral do seu pai no cemitério. Não dá pra ir? Antes de eu ir entrar na carruagem. Vamos para o cemitério. Velório do Josefa Nowinska, em Varsóvia, Rua 16, oferece decorações de equipamentos, organiza funerárias. Não dá pra ir. Grande Derby, no Pólio de Mokotowsk, 5 de outubro, às 14 horas. Desenharam um dedo do meio. Falecimento de Francisque e o Montel partiu para estar com o senhor após uma breve porém dolorosa agonia, tendo recebido os sacramentos 18 de agosto de 1905, 65 anos. Família lutada solicita a todos os parentes e amigos que sejam tenham ido ao serviço fúnebre para realizar na igreja de Santa Ana, 25 de agosto às 11 horas, seguido transferência do corpo do túmulo da família. Pra lá não dá pra ir mais, pra cá não tem nada, então suave, segue pra lá. Stanislau, aqui a gente já viu. Um ponto de taumaturgia. Que é aqui o caveirão, que é meu principal. Ação-reação, inflige dano. Acho que isso aqui é melhor. Não dá pra me colocar 2 em cima do bagulho, truta? Túmulo hippie da Maria. Túmulo do Graf Frederic. Encerramento. Tá irendo pra ganhar experiência, né? A Luz que está solteiro, ela não tinha um irmão?
I'm sure you don't remember me. My name's Hayat, Mordecai Hayat. I wanted to offer my condolences.
Thank you.
Obrigado pelas suas
Please,
condolências.
forgive my prying. I know Mr. Shulsky took nitroglycerin for his heart, but how did he pass away? Was that his cause of death? His heart?
Seu pai não tinha um coração, é foda.
We've ruled out any coronary causes since the doctors couldn't confirm whether the deceased had a heart.
Yes, I understand. My condolences, once again. I'll leave you alone. I'm sure you want to bid farewell to your father.
Eu na lata, hein?
I think I ought to arrest you, Thaumaturge. Put your hands down. Someone might see. You still haven't figured out who I am? Don't be surprised. The last time we saw one another was 20 kilos ago.
Uncle Veronian?
I will not keep you. The guy's probably all alone back there, among those vultures circling Stasio. I'm sure she'll be glad to see you. Go on. We'll talk later.
Ok.
Sister?
Victor. I'm so glad you came. I wasn't sure if my telegram had reached you.
I'm glad too. How are you holding up?
All this caught me off guard, but for now I don't have time to think things through calmly. Look at yourself. What happened?
Have you written to Mother?
Yes, but what can you expect? You know what Nadia is like. It was never her style to show up for family events like this. It's getting late. And we've still got the reading of Papa's will ahead of us at home. And I'll leave you two alone. I suppose you've got your own matters to clear up.
Fine, let's get this over with. So, it was me who got it right in the end. Back then, on the train platform, was the last time we saw one another. 15 years ago. After brief suffering, fell asleep in the Lord. Brief? I hope not. Did you write this yourself? A tyrant, bigot, and liar, mistakenly absolved, died after suffering.
Isso aí, negócio do pai dele mesmo, hein?
That's better. Definitely closer to the truth. I'm sorry there are so many things I didn't get to say to your face. All those years, I said them over and over to myself in my head. How you were never able to admit a mistake. You never sought blame in yourself. Someone else was always guilty, never you. Mother because she wanted something for herself in life. Ligia because she wasn't born a boy. Me because I was born a Thaumaturge, but I didn't want to live following your principles. And now... The day you died, you visited me in my dreams. I was a child when you hounded me out of here, and I remember you as you were back then. But in my dream you looked older. You gave me hell.
Como sempre, eu não acreditava que eu conseguiria.
You were wrong. I've come back with 2 saluters. Farewell, Father.
Am I intruding?
I was reflecting at the grave of my beloved father.
You tricked me. I heard something else. Stanisław and I were acquainted. You might say I knew everything about your father. Mr. Victor Szulski, isn't it? Your absence from Warsaw has happily come to an end, I hope.
I haven't had time to think about it.
I understand. I hope you'll find some reason to stay here a little longer. Again, my condolences.
I didn't catch your name.
My name's Konieczkin. Ivan Konieczkin.
Ivan Konieczkin.
Such interesting friends you had. I guess I'm more tired than I thought. Great-grandmother Josefina, a Thaumaturge.
Nikodem.
Grandpa Nikodem, a Thaumaturge. I barely remember him. We can go. The hardest thing was getting the lid of the urn. The scattering I could handle.
You can play the clown, but I know how much this has cost you. I'm glad you went.
Love at a funeral. Arrow's postmortem. Is it suitable for a young lady in mourning to fraternize with bachelors? Konstancja Szabłowska, the Warsaw Courier. Could I ask for a brief comment?
Fala, filha, sou eu.
Hyena.
Hiena.
And you, sir?
We're twins, my dear lady.
The Szulskis reunited. You don't look like a horrid cripple. Why did you leave Warsaw so quickly?
Don't tell her anything. She'll write whatever she wants anyway. And we'd better get going.
I suggest you leave. Otherwise, I'll overlook your womanhood and make sure you can never pronounce a single syllable correctly again.
Nossa.
You'd permit that to happen, Judge? Maybe I should write about this.
And who would let you print it?
Someday the press will get the Russian boot off its neck, Judge.
I'm afraid none of us will live to see the day, my dear. Come on, children. I'm sure my Pietia is already waiting for us at home.
I'd love to see my cousin.
Are you coming with us?
Thank you, but if you don't mind, I'd prefer to spend some time alone.
Remember, we're waiting with the lawyer.
And look after yourself. It is not the city you remember anymore.
Dá uma exploradinha então. Tá livre pra não poder andar? Pra lá não posso ir. Ah, não dá pra me fazer nada. Alexander, o tio. Fechado. Ah, não dá pra ir não. Bilhete, Juan. Tudo trancado. Pra eu tenho que ir pro outro lado, pra cá não dá pra ir mais. Cartaz publicitário. Folheto. Aí, galerinha, rapidão. Lá. Eu vou subir a escadinha, não dá. Casa de aluguel.
Young Mr. Shusky, after all these years, goodness gracious, you're drenched!
Good evening, Grażynka.
Evening. My, you're soaked. Come to the kitchen now. You can warm up by the stove. And that drunken judge, maybe you can drag him out too.
Where's my sister?
In the study, already waiting with the lawyer. She said you were running late. Should I make you some cocoa, master? It would warm you up a little.
Make an extra creamy one for Ligia.
Oh, I won't skimp on her. Now, your sister's putting a brave face on all this, but she's really having a hard time. It's lovely to see you again.
Okay.
But that's enough jabber for now. I've got the guests and the cocoa, and I've got to whip up some food for you all later. We'll talk soon.
Vamos upar mais um nível aqui de... Bom, por enquanto não dá pra upar mais, né? Caceta, bagulho. Precisa de 2 refrigerantes de sangue. Upar o caveirão. Minha casa tá cheia, hein?
I don't want to put my foot in my mouth again. I already failed to recognize someone once today, but you look familiar.
Well, I should think so. I was the victim of one of your starling hunts. Voronins must not be very memorable, cousin.
Pietia, forgive me, and for shooting you as well. How are you doing?
Trollou, hein?
Just some heart problems, not a subject for today. I'm sorry about Uncle Stanislav. Forgive me for not coming to the funeral. I can't bear cemeteries.
We'll have to meet up again.
Goodbye.
Foi bem produtiva essa conversa. Receita. Receita de licor.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. I thought I'd have to drink alone.
So many goodies laid out for the guests. Having trouble picking something for yourself, Judge?
But this was Stasios. It was special. Amber liqueur with quinces.
I think you mean quince liqueur with amber, right? If it's not here, I'm sure it's in the basement. But I won't grope around down there in the dark now. I've got my hands full.
Now, I don't want to trouble you either. Victor?
I suppose I'm obligated to accept this mission.
Good lad.
Descer lá no porão pra pegar, ó. Deixa eu dar um rolezinho aqui primeiro e ver o que temos. Curso de Morana. Bom, bora descer lá no porão então pra pegar retrato da mãe. Constelação sonora penetrante para espectador, com Nádia, uma jovem desarrumada, é difícil de acreditar. Essa visão foi chocante. Chama já? Acabei de abrir uma garrafa de vinho branco da França, bebida popular. O vinho carrega o aroma de pêssegos, maçãs e uma certa convicção que o relacionamento de duas pessoas estão começando a tomar um rumo romântico. Uma bebida apreciada pela sociedade ainda não. Licor de marmelo, uma pequena garrafa de licor. A garrafa exala o doce aroma do marmelo e a sincera alegria de um encontro iminente. É uma bebida que reúne as pessoas a adoçar a amargura da vida cotidiana, um elemento ritual. Vestígio de convicto do tio dele. Pinot Noir, uma garrafa de vinho tinto dos Estados Unidos, uma incapacidade de articular provocada por uma grande surpresa da garrafa. É difícil pronunciar sequer uma palavra na gratidão pelo presente único. As palavras ficaram presas na garganta pela adoração por essa bebida, em particular é uma bebida favorita, mas um presente desejado. Garrafa de Varonino. Cada garrafa encontrada na adega dos humanos contém uma bebida respeitável. O tio Varonino não desprezaria nenhuma delas. Acho que a gente dá uma boa exploradinha. Já pegou as... Pegou o que tinha aqui.
How did it go? Mission accomplished?
I think this is the one Uncle wanted.
Yes. This is our little funeral battle. We would meet in Stasia's study after every funeral we went to, and raised a toast to the dead. And recently, we've been seeing one another more and more at such events. More and more.
A cama pra cima, agora que eu vi que tá.
Time. Even he has left me. And he has left me. So, to an easy death, as Stasio and I used to say.
How did he die?
Hasn't Lygia told you?
I haven't even had the chance to ask.
He didn't suffer, but such images in the memory are better saved for later. I'd prefer to remember him as he was alive. What then? Am I drinking alone? I suppose there's no reason to bear grudges or be angry, is there? Stasio?
To an easy death.
Familiar faces keep vanishing from my life. Stasio and my Helena before him. I miss my little darling. I miss them both. Well, obligation fulfilled. Shall we get to the reading of the will?
At the funeral, there was this sad Jewish fellow, Mordechai Hayat. Do you know him, uncle?
He worked for Stanisław, but that was a long time ago.
Nem conheço.
So, shall we...
You'll all have to...
All right.
Vamos explorar o... Isso. Eu ia ali no jardim, depois eu subo pro segundo andar ali pra ver o que que rola. Se tem alguma coisa aqui, eu acho que não. Caraca, tá mó chuva e os caras sentados aqui fora. Mó chuva da preula e os caras ali de boas. Foto séria. Passas retas, expressões severas, não viu? Trocar de roupa. Ocupado de luxo. Mas eu não toco, por que eu não toco a roupa? Essa daqui fica melhor. Essa mesmo. Vou ter que juntar mais ponta, né, pra poder... Mensagem da minha querido filho, foi com grande tristeza que recebi a notícia da morte de Stanisław. Infelizmente eu não poderia comparecer esse semana final, meus deveres em Paris me impede de viajar para Varsóvia neste momento. Um nome a vocês, depois outro e tristeza, mama. Minha carta de Roma, Juliana, tem escrito, irmã. Estou escrevendo para você porque o sono me foge, como escrevi, encontro um candidato adequado, entanto ainda estou lutando para encontrar sua imperfeição. Sinto que Paimon está ao meu alcance, até eu vi, vagamente, mas vi. Vou poupar por aqui porque meus nervos impedem de continuar. W. Eu preciso, sim, serei cuidadoso. Não me jogo pelo pé como um tolo. Escrita polonesa. Minha carta de Paris 86, minha irmã, sempre o suficiente para escrever algo para você, médico também conhecendo o que eu fizesse. Não estou sozinho na minha angústia. Divido meu quarto com certo Hereford Morton, cujo sobrenome me escapa. Trouxeram-me de Londres, na clínica do Dr. Seward, de um caso muito interessante. Ele passa os dias caçando traças baratas, joaninhas, tesouros que aparecem aqui e ali, e as come e diz que isso lhe dá força para esperar a vinda do Senhor, mas acho que ele esteja referindo ao Salvador. Ainda não consigo reconhecer todos os meus detalhes após o incidente com o Paimon, minha mente ainda está em frangalhos. Paimon me visitou não mais que uma semana atrás, eu sei que é impossível, provavelmente aconteceu apenas em minha mente, mas não foi tão claro. Ele, como rei do inferno, com sua horda de demônios, com a sombra de seus penitentes, chamou-me para ajudar, ainda tão real. Vou parar por aqui, estou tendo dificuldades para ler meus pensamentos. W. Pseudomonarquia Daemon. Antes de falar com os caras. Retrato da família. Falar com...
I'm ready, Mr. Shulsky. I only need all of you to be present. Can we start reading your father's will?
Yes, let his will be done. Again.
Let's begin if everyone is ready. Would you all please take a seat? Ladies and gentlemen, by the power of my office vested in me by the grace of His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor of all Russia, I hereby testify. Mr. Shulsky's last will and testament were prepared several years ago in the presence of Zaslav Fedorov, Esquire, that is, myself. My last will and testament recorded in the year of our Lord 1888. In the name of the Holy Trinity. Amen.
Deixa o cara falar, velho.
Therefore, my first irrevocable wish is to appoint as executrix of this will my daughter, Ligia Shulska. Immediately after my death, an inventory shall be conducted in full accordance with the law. After completing the inventory, all my personal movables will be sold at public auction. And let the funds raised thereby be donated on the anniversary of my death to the beggars near that cemetery. The administration of the remainder of my fortune I leave, without restriction, to the person of my daughter, Ligia.
I'm not even getting a teaspoon.
All movables and immovables relating to the family enterprise I entrust to the care and administration of my daughter. I do not prescribe a method of administering them. I merely offer her one piece of advice. I wish that the business should be conducted with modesty, prudence, and honesty, as I have conducted it my whole life.
A joker to the very end.
To my brother-in-law and oldest friend, Alexander Voronin, I wish to leave the following. My collection of muskets and 2 revolvers, dating to the uprising in memory of our first meeting.
Stasio, I will have plenty to do in my retirement.
Enjoy your retirement.
I would also like to come to the aid of my only son, Viktor Shulsky, by entrusting him with the use of my personal black grimoire, in the hope that he will be able to make good use of it. This is my last will and testament. Carry it out solemnly, though you may have found it burdensome. However, this last bequest poses a certain problem.
Yes, it certainly does. And what is that, may I ask?
I am not in possession of this grimoire. The late Mr. Shulsky used it up until his death. Yet no one left it with me after his passing.
Meaning it's disappeared?
É. Sumiu o Grimório. O filho da cidade das sereias.
Did father have his grimoire on him at the time of his death?
It was only because of the grimoire that we could identify him at all.
What actually happened? How did he die?
A building collapsed on top of him. I don't know any other way of putting it.
A building? It collapsed on top of him? How? How did this happen?
It was a day like any other. Papa had gone for his habitual walk. Every Tuesday and Thursday, he'd take a stroll to get some space, as he put it. When he didn't come back for a long time, I got the bad feeling.
E aí ele foi de arrasta.
Then
we rode there together. An entire wall of a tenement had collapsed. There were 3 victims, including Stasio, who had the bad luck to simply be walking by.
Será?
To see him there in that condition, it's beyond description.
The grimoire. Could someone have taken it?
Perhaps, in all that confusion.
But why would anyone want Papa's grimoire? An ordinary person won't use it. Would the Thaumaturge just happen to be passing by?
Father had all his knowledge in there, but I don't know if it would be useful to someone other than him. I don't even know why he left it to me.
I'm sure Stasio had a reason.
Where did it happen? Where was this building?
The southern part of Śródmieście, not far from the police station. Anyway, you can miss it.
Of all the possibilities, this was the death that fate prepared for him.
Eu vou uma paredada.
I foresaw a slightly more pleasant end for him, myself. I doubt even he deserved such a horrible death.
Those might be the kindest words you've ever said on the subject of a father.
How typical of his sort of person, to keep a portrait in his study of a family that was only a family on canvas. Not long after the painting was done, he got divorced, ruined the Nijitas, and kicked out his son. But there the portrait hangs, as if family meant anything at all.
I don't know what exactly happened with Aboritse, but I know that Papa felt guilty. You don't want to forgive him even now that he's gone?
The dead need no forgiving. And as for forgetting, I don't know how. It's just a shame about the grimoire.
What do you intend to do?
Father evidently knew a certain Ivan Konieczkin. Have you heard anything about him?
Konieczkin? No, doesn't ring a bell.
Será? Não lembra mesmo?
All sorts of people came to Papa's store. That doesn't mean every one of them might know something about the grimoire.
That's true. You've got your work cut out for you.
And Mordechai Chayat? Could that be a lead?
I don't think so. He worked with Father, but he left more than a year ago. I don't know why. He was an assistant at our, well, my store.
Do you know where I might find him?
Sadly, no.
Do you have any other ideas?
I think we have to look for the answer in the place where it happened.
With your sight, you can make out more in those ruins than I, or Uncle, or Detective could. This is a good lead, but is it the only one?
And where are Father's things at the moment?
You're standing at the very center of his kingdom. Not everything has been sorted through yet, but you go right ahead.
And the store? I should check there too.
I've started stock taking there to distract myself, and I don't want you to go in there before I've finished.
As you wish. Now at
Okay.
least I can see how little I know. Maybe these scraps of information will lead me somewhere.
Well, now that we know what's got to be figured out, forgive me, my darlings. I'm going to give my old bones a rest.
I'll see you out.
Goodbye, Uncle. And, Ligia. I'm sorry it happened this way. That I wasn't close by.
The most important thing is you're here now.
E deixamos para trás.
How do you find our old stomping ground? Yes, I'm not too fond of this place either. This is where I had my last conversation with my father, just before I left. If you can call it a conversation. Can you see my dreams? Nightmares, actually. Ever since I decided to come back, I keep reliving the same memory. The lone shark incident. I've been seeing his death more and more lately. I wonder if his shop is still there. Perhaps we should go there and check.
Missão limitada. Livros sobre culturas antigas, o pai folheava. Arte, o coração humano vale mais do que todas as riquezas do mundo material. Uma maleta de couro carregava cheio de viagens, grãos de areia deserto. Faltando alguma coisa ainda, hein? A busca do pai. Os pensamentos do pai foram recentemente ocupados com a busca por conhecimento que virava obsessão. Isso está relacionado a algo muito mais do que sua curiosidade habitual pelo mundo. O que eu me lembro dele ter, estava procurando por algo, caçando salutores, explorando os mistérios de tudo relacionado a Thaumaturge. A única coisa que ainda não sei que é para isso, onde isso levou. Dimensão de sensação. Bom, acho que a gente viu tudo aqui. Restaura 4 do seu sangue para cada inimigo na condição de sofrimento. Cada ação subsequente restaura pontos de vida, restaura. E do caveirão. Aumenta o dano. Vou colocar aqui no bichão. Tauro Foco 3 é o que tá aqui, né? Deus do foco em 3, brutalidade. Não, deixa eu Tem uma chance de acelerar, mente poderosa. O Grimório Negro. Balrich. Shurale. Eu nem tinha visto essa carta ali, hein?
Where's Grażyna when I need her? Hello?
I talk here? Do you hear me now? Victor? Victor, are you there?
Grigori? Yes.
Victor, where are you?
On the other end of the line, at home, where the telephone rang.
Incredible.
Has something happened?
To me? No. I am telecommunicating with you to say I found lodgings here in Warsaw. If you need me, I'm by the cemetery. What number is it? Yes. 7 Powaskowska Street. Number 7 by cemetery. Powaskowska.
I'm glad. It's good to hear your voice.
It's good to hear you as well. Goodbye. I want to end now. What do I... like this?
O cara tá falando no telefone.
Remarkable. Hello? Oh, and now?
Agora você desliga. Domanda escuridão. Missão secundária, horizonte visite o antigo local da agiota. Demanda visite Rasputin. E esse aqui é o principal.
Have you found anything yet about the grimoire? Is there any way I can help?
In Father's study, I found a trace of a woman that I couldn't identify.
Probably Svetlana Rumyantseva.
Who is she? And what does Father have to do with her?
Svetlana is a Russian aristocrat who travels with the Romanovs' court. I can only tell you she was a customer of Father's.
A customer? If you don't want to say, then don't. Where can I find her?
When she's in town, she stays at the Imperial Hotel.
She might know something that will help me find the grimoire.
Not so fast. To get in, you're going to need me and my connections. Svetlana is famous for her soirees where she hosts the creme de la creme of Warsaw. We could go together. How about you track down some evening clothes and I'll sort out the invitation. And I won't take no for an answer.
Sadly, you never give me a chance. Unfortunately, everything in my wardrobe is antediluvian. I need a tailor.
There's a shop at 11 Pruzhna Street that's fairly decent and quick. We also have barbers in Warsaw in case you want to do something about whatever you have growing on your head and face.
Liga?
Yes?
What's next for you? You're in charge here now.
A grand scheme. Certain customers are unconvinced that a woman can handle running a business. You know what I mean. A thaumaturge at my side would... After all, it's your heritage.
I don't know anything about running a company, but if I...
Thank you. That... I trust the smoke doesn't bother you.
The trousers are an original style. Until now, I'd only seen women in trousers in the East.
First of all, they're practical. It's high time we started dressing comfortably.
You've always been brave, never afraid of anything. Like when Mother almost had a fit, because you dumped my best.
I didn't care that she was angry. I wanted to get you back for...
Because you were being
You meant to say brave. By the way, Grażyna still makes cocoa every evening. Is there anything else you want?
You used to detest the smell of tobacco.
That's true, but when I'd stay here, I don't know when I started copying him even.
Daddy's girl.
That's not true. I was just less Now come on, what else?
I'll get going.
Master Victor, let me get...
Yes, a cup of cocoa.
Help yourself. The pot is in the salon a lot. It's been an age since we've seen... Mistress Ligia.
And so, the great Stanisław Szulski is dead, crushed by a building.
An awful death. Sheer cruelty.
That won't take... So, this death, what do you make of it, Grażynka?
I'll tell you in confidence, Master Szulski. Now, I'm a simple woman, but something...
How do you mean, Grażynka?
Don't you suspect some impure powers had a hand in it?
Do you mean it could have some...
That I don't know. Look at us, Jap. Forgive me,
Ligia won't open up to me, but...
She's having a rough time, the poor dear. She keeps her chin up and doesn't give in. Only... she takes after her...
Another time.
Always ample work.
Onde é que ela colocou? Tá aqui? Chocolatinho. Tudo de 2, tudo de 2 agora. Aqui é 1. Vamos salvar. Gameplay salvo. E a gente vai ficando por aqui nessa live. Pra quem colou, valeu pela presença. Não esquece de seguir os canais sempre pra dar aquela fortalecida. A gente volta com mais gameplay no canal, beleza? Então, excelente semana pra todo mundo. Valeu, gente. Foi.